Did you know the majority of your knee pain is created by these 6 muscles? Starting with the tensor fascia latae, also known as the TFL. Now, the way this little pocket actually controls the knee is through the IT band, because the IT band is actually connected to both the TFL and the knee, which means if that TFL gets tight, it can pull on the IT band, which then creates tension in the knee. Now, to begin releasing your TFL, go ahead and grab a 5-inch ball or a foam roller and just apply static pressure to your TFL for 30 seconds. You can easily find this muscle by either starting on your side and rolling to 45 degrees or starting on flat and then rolling up. Either way, you're just trying to get about 45 degrees in order to hit that pocket muscle. Now, after your 30 seconds, go ahead and do some micro movements by just going back and forth and side to side on that one little muscle in order to help loosen it up. And now perform a pin stretch by keeping that muscle pinned down and then taking that bottom leg and moving it through its full ranges of motion. This means going into flexion, extension, and then even leg rotation or hip rotation pretty much in order to help stretch out that TFL while the muscle's pinned down. One more time, do this for 30 seconds. Now, up next is going to be the rectus femoris, which is your quad muscle. Now, this muscle will chronically get shortened when you stand up. And then if it stays chronically shortened, every time you sit down, it will begin to create tension on your knee. And again, this is how it can create pain in your knee because it's constantly pulling on it because it doesn't have that full mobility. Also, side note, if your hamstrings are always tight, then your quads may be the problem, and it may be because they are locked short. So to release these muscles, grab your foam roller and just start working on the entire muscle by just slowly rolling on it for 30 seconds. Make sure to keep your legs straight up and down, or at least vertical without rotating the entire leg, because we will get to those muscles later on. After you're done rolling it out for 30 seconds, go ahead and do micro movements on the most tender spot that you found within the rectus femoris. And now from here, go ahead and do a pin stretch by pinning down the most tender spots and then flexing and extending that leg to stretch the muscle underneath. One more time, do this for another 30 seconds. Now, right next to the rectus femoris on the inside leg is your vastus medialis, which is pretty much your inside quad muscle. Now, it does the same exact thing as the rectus femoris, except now it's located on the inside. And if this muscle gets tight, then it can create medial tension on that knee, which is also why we want to release it. Now, we will be releasing it the same exact way we did the rectus femoris. Only difference though is I want you to rotate your knee outwards so that the inside leg is facing the foam roller or the massage tool that you're using. So for this, you're trying to hit the quad, but the inside quad leg, the medial side, in order to work on the vastus medialis. Now from here, go ahead and do micro movements for another 30 seconds on the most tender spots. Once again, flexing and extending that leg, but make sure you keep that knee pointing outward so that the inside leg is the one that's getting pressed down. Now, opposite to the vastus medialis is the vastus lateralis. And same exact concept here, like the vastus medialis. So now, if this one gets tight, it can actually pull on the knee laterally towards the outside. On top of that, the vastus lateralis lies underneath your IT band, which means you will be working on your IT band a little bit here, but that's okay because the main focus is going to be the quad muscle underneath. So one more time, start off by rolling out the entire quad muscle for 30 seconds. This time, try to point your knee inwards so that the outside leg is the one on the foam roller. Now go to look for the most tender spot and do micro movements for 30 seconds. And now finally, do one more pin and stretch by flexing and extending that leg, but this time making sure the outside leg is the one on the foam roller. All right, let's flip that ass over and move on to the bicep femoris, which is your hamstring muscles. Now, these muscles will cross over the knee into the lower leg. And again, if these muscles get tight, they can pull on the knee in one direction, which then creates chronic tension. I guess just tension in general, making it painful. So again, in this situation, start out by rolling out the entire leg for 30 seconds, looking for the most tender spots. Now, one more time, go ahead and do some micro movements for about 30 seconds on the most tender spot in order to begin loosening up the fascia and the trigger points. Now, from here, move down into the calf muscles because just like how the hamstrings are pulling the knee up by crossing over the knee, the calves can pull the knee down, creating tension that way because they also cross over the knee, just this time up into hamstring territory. So, one more time, go ahead and roll out the entire calf muscle for 30 seconds. I do like to use a 5-inch ball for this one instead of a foam roller, mainly because I like to try to get a little deeper and work on the tissues for myself. Again, use what's comfortable for you, but also use something that's able to actually change the tissues and not just roll over it. Now, from here, go to do micro movements on the most tender spot for 30 seconds on your calf muscle. And now finally, pin down the most tender spot, apply as much weight as you can, and then flex and extend that ankle, performing ankle dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. One more time, do that one for 30 seconds. All right, that's it for this little treatment. Now that you're done releasing all those tight muscles around the knee, this is the time to now go through all those different exercises you probably already tried for your knee pain that your doctors probably already even gave you. Because now that the tension is out of the knee, you can build that better tension with those exercises to prevent this other tension from coming back pretty much. We want to loosen the bad tension around the knee and then build stronger tension, better tension in a different direction with those exercises. So now is the time to do those. If you have any questions or comments, make sure to leave them in the comment section below. And also let me know what other kind of pains you want treatments on. Other than that, I'll see you in the next one.